Welcome to St. Vincent's HealthCare, the premier healthcare provider in Northeast Florida and South Georgia. At St. Vincent's, we are known for our care, compassion, and devotion to our patients. St. Vincent's Medical Center has been serving the residents of Northeast Florida and Southeast Georgia for nearly a century. From Florida's earliest days of statehood, Jacksonville's natural port has made it a gateway city. Jacksonville has an exciting and colorful history as a thriving tourist center. Jacksonville was the first resort city in Florida with beautiful hotels, spectacular waterways, and a railroad system. However, that status changed in the early 20th century when travel became easier and tourists started looking farther south for their winter resorts. Jacksonville's role as a tourist center also suffered after the devastating fire of 1901 destroyed many of its grand hotels. But Jacksonville bounced back, rebuilt its downtown, and became known as a growth center for business, clean industry, distribution, and shipping. In the early 1900s, there was a limited amount of quality health care available in the region. One of the healthcare facilities was the 42-bed DeSoto Sanitarium, which was struggling to survive. Local officials knew that the Daughters of Charity had sent sisters to nurse the sick soldiers in Jacksonville during the Spanish-American War. Their reputation for a commitment to quality healthcare was well known. On Monday, May 1, 1916, at the request of local physicians and community leaders, 3 Daughters of Charity of St. Vincent de Paul came to Jacksonville to take over the operation of the 42-bed DeSoto Sanitarium, located in the Springfield neighborhood. 2 months later, the sisters renamed it St. Vincent's Hospital. By the end of 1919, the sisters had turned the financial corner, and St. Vincent's Hospital became known as an efficient and well-respected institution. In the 1920s, Jacksonville's population was rapidly expanding, and by 1925, the sisters realized the need for a larger hospital to better serve Jacksonville. They proposed the building of a 200-bed hospital on the west bank of the St. Johns River in Riverside. The Riverside area at the time was still a quiet neighborhood with wide tree-lined streets, and the streetcars were still the main link to downtown Jacksonville. The following year, the Acosta Bridge opened, which set the stage for more serious development on Jacksonville's South Bank. In April of 1928, the new St. Vincent's Hospital opened. That same year, the St. Vincent's Auxiliary was born. As St. Vincent's grew to provide more and more services to the sick and needy, Northeast Florida was also growing. During this time, outstanding members of Jacksonville's business community began a half-century of service to the sisters at St. Vincent's, providing them with excellent advice on the development of the hospital through the Lay Advisory Board. With their support and guidance, the West Wing of St. Vincent's was built following World War II, which brought the number of beds to 365. The next expansion at St. Vincent's came in 1956, when the School of Nursing, which the sisters began in 1919 in the old Springfield Hospital, moved to its new home in Seton Hall. The school would remain there until 1973, when it closed, and nursing education began being offered at Florida's colleges and universities. At St. Vincent's, many major projects were realized in the 1960s. It was also during this time that the civil rights movement was changing the South forever. In July of 1964, St. Vincent's desegregated and admitted the first African-American patient. Later that summer, Sister DeChantal led a meeting at St. Pius V Catholic Church in an African-American neighborhood to explain St. Vincent's policies with regard to admissions, medical staff privileges, and admission of applicants to the School of Nursing, Medical Technology, and X-ray Technology. In the 70s, St. Vincent's changed its name to reflect the increasing scope of services, becoming St. Vincent's Medical Center. The first home health care program began, and the family practice residency program was started. In the early 1980s, St. Vincent's undertook a major renovation and expansion project, raising the number of beds to 518. In the next decade, St. Vincent's acquired Riverside Hospital, opened the DePaul building, built new maternity suites and a new cardiac care unit, a new emergency center, expanded clinical services, a new diagnostic cardiology facility, and a new home for St. Catherine Labouré Manor. In 1995, St. Vincent's merged with Baptist Health System to better meet the needs of the community. That merger lasted until May of 2000, when St. Vincent's entered a new era of growth and change. With the arrival of the 21st century came a new heart and vascular center, a new cancer center, a new family medicine center, and the establishment of First Coast Primary Care, a network of area doctors' offices. But perhaps the biggest change to date is the addition of St. Luke's Hospital to St. Vincent's HealthCare. In April 2008, St. Luke's becomes a sister hospital to St. Vincent's Medical Center, and we embark on a shared mission of service to the community. St. Luke's, like St. Vincent's, has a long and rich history in Jacksonville. The year is 1873, and Jacksonville is booming, made prosperous by tourists, railroads, and the river. Behind the prosperity, three women see the need of people without medical care, renting 2 rooms in a 1-story frame house and providing treatment and a haven for the sick. They found the first private hospital in Florida, St. Luke's. 3 years later, they are building a new and bigger St. Luke's, but the structure is destroyed by arsonists during the last stage of construction. They turned tragedy into nothing more than a setback, and 2 years later, a new building is finished on Palmetto Street. The hospital miraculously survives the Great Fire of 1901 and serves Jacksonville for 28 years. Restored in 1981, it still stands today as one of Jacksonville's oldest buildings. 1885, St. Luke's provides another first for Florida, with the opening of the St. Luke's School of Nursing, training thousands over the 80 years it was open. By the early 1900s, the medical staff doubles, and new patients fill St. Luke's beds. A more efficient facility is completed in 1914, located on 8th Street and Boulevard. This hospital serves Jacksonville for 72 years. In 1984, St. Luke's moves to its 5th location on Jacksonville's South Side, where it stands today, more than 130 years after 3 women first saw a need for caring and healing and decided to do something about it. The similar history of St. Luke's and St. Vincent's mirrors a like dedication to excellence. Their shared commitment to serving the sick, the vulnerable, and the needy creates a health system like no other in our region. St. Vincent's HealthCare.
The foundation for St. Vincent's tradition of reaching out to those in need can be found in our mission and core values. Rooted in the loving ministry of Jesus as healer, we commit ourselves to serving all persons with special attention to those who are poor and vulnerable. Our Catholic health ministry is dedicated to spiritually centered, holistic care, which sustains and improves the health of individuals and communities. Our mission calls us to live the values of service to the poor, generosity of spirit, especially for persons most in need, reverence, respect, and compassion for the dignity and diversity of life, integrity, inspiring trust through personal leadership, wisdom, integrating excellence and stewardship, creativity, courageous innovation, and dedication, affirming the hope and joy of our ministry.